Good evening and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I am your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have Durotan's Couch, and on the right, it is going to be Heroes of the United States, shortened to HOTUS. Welcome, everyone. This is a Division B East matchup, the Nexus Gaming Series, which means it's going to be a best of 3. And let's go ahead and take a peek at what some of the maps were before we get into this draft. We did have the coin flip initially won by Durotan's Couch. They went for first pick, giving the map priority ban-wise over to HOTUS. Powers of Doom was banned out by them. Sky Temple's banned out by Durotan's Couch. And here's the United States, taking us to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft. As I see, there are a lot of you in chat already. A fishy. Yes, that is Bandit. Majesty, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Stark, hello. Good to always see you. He is a dog now, pretty much. Combo Tripson, how's it going? And yeah, Bandit casts usually. He pretty much runs the show. We do have a Zeratul being taken out here. This is Infernal Shrine, so a lot of that high mobility is really, really impactful for a team, being able to dive in, get some burst. Also, Zeratul into the later half of the game is extremely strong and very, very powerful. Post 16. A new Brat going to be banned out here as well. That all means that we're going to get a Cho'Gall. Everyone knows it. I will say this though, a new Brat has shown a lot of prowess lately in the meta, as well as Diablo, especially on Infernal Shrines, where a lot of tight corridors you can get the engagements. But a new Brat works well with a lot of the Tyrande that's been coming out, as well as Ana too. The ability to burrow charge forward and have a Lunar Flare or a Sleep Dart go out is a nice stun combo. Then you can have some follow-up damage like maybe a Zeratul or a Genji or a Maiev or an Orphea, because those are a lot of the heroes that we've been seeing. A lot of Mephisto actually popping up here and there. Infernal Shrines actually being that map. Wonder if we see that actually popping up in the giraffe phase. But Tyrande could be the ban here if they want to just take out some of those. But Orphea. Infernal Shrines and Orphea. That has been something that I've been seeing popping up here and there. Bahamut, would you like an observer? I would love an observer, Kage. I will ask the teams after this game if they are cool with having an observer. I don't think they're gonna care at all, but yeah, I will absolutely ask them if they're cool with that. I know he's that awesome. Kage is that awesome Bush League streamer. I thought it was no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna make the obvious joke, but Kage Kiri also thanks for coming by. How you doing? Chess Looter, hi as well. Everybody coming in. Thick Mania, White Mane, Hots. I said Thick Mania. I meant to do Thick Mama. Either way, Malfurion Kael'thas going to be picked up for Heroes of the United States, as they have the lockdown from both of those heroes. Shrine clear from the Kael'thas as well. That will be Joanna on the side of Durotan's Couch. They pick up the Tyrande and Hanzo to follow up. A lot of good combos coming out from them in that right. Just realized, I was like, why is the draft so loud in my headphones? And I had that way too far turned up. But going into the ban phase, they need to get a solo laner as well as some shrine clear on the side of Durotan's Couch. So here's the United States. They could either focus on that solo lane and ban out something like a Rexxar, which has been popping up quite a lot lately, something like a Leoric, which is very powerful here, pairs well with a lot of the setup that they currently have. But Jaina is a great shrine clear, pairs well with everything they currently have. Blessed Shield into Starfall, into the Ring of Frost. Water Elemental is a great tool as well to get some extra damage out. And then at 20 with Wintermute, being able to get double Ice Lance, double Cone of Cold, double... I don't think it does double Blizzard. I think it's just Cone of Cold and Ice Lance. Still, that's a lot of good damage coming out. Borderlands. I thought you meant like Bush League, and I was just like, I guess maybe I have missed a couple weeks of Bush League. Maybe he's been streaming Bush League. I was a little excited. But that is just going to be a Muradin banned out on the side of Durotan's Couch. Not wanting kind of any sort of setup punch coming out from them on the side of Heroes of the United States. But the thing is, they've left Garrosh open, and that pairs well with this entire scenario, I guess you could say. So, actually going to opt for the ETC. Okay. And then Sonya's going to be picked up for that solo lane. They could pick up something like Yrel, who knocks them away. Leoric is still very good here, still pairs well with all of the setup that they currently have. They could maybe pick up a Mephisto, as we talked about before. Gul'dan's not bad at all. We could also maybe even see a Kel'Thuzad in the mage department. Kel'Thuzad doesn't have the best shrine clear, but he does have a lot of good fight with those chains, as well as the Frost Nova for the slow and setup. I personally think that you could go in any of those directions, is what they're going to be comfortable with. Thrall for the snow. Okay, so it's probably Thrall for the solo lane, and you're putting a Zebo with the 4-member rotation. That would be my best guess. Because, I mean, yeah, like, Thrall can stack in the 4-man rotation with Echo Elements or Chain Lightning. You can get that done very quickly, but Nazeebo needs to stack roughly 10 Voodoo Ritual stacks. I think that's it. Basically needs to get 10 minion kills per level. Also, Frank, what's up? If I... after... It casts... Okay, after the first one, okay. Water Elemental. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure if it did Blizzard, but I knew it did the Cone of Cold and the Ice Lands. Also, thanks for coming by, Franks. I don't know, like, I would think that you'd want Nazeebo in the rotation, so that way you can make sure you're picking up those stacks. Oh, Bandit, you're on camera, dude. Slide roots or slide gravity laps easy. Yeah, basically. What's up, Criff? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Thanks for everyone coming by. Everyone's showing up. Also, the Pie Man, or the Pin Man, excuse me. The Pin Man 45. Thank you for the follow during that draft. I was very focused on the everything else. I'm sorry. Either way, this Nazeebo stacking is going to be extremely important for them. I forgot to turn We'll see what they're able to do. I like this. I like this quite a bit, but we're going to get loaded into this and we'll get into our first map, first game. Thanks for coming by and being here. We got a lot of games after this. IDK Ho, I got MVP badge, but I consider my ego thoroughly strong. I have like 50 of them, so I was just like going through, I was just like, oh, I'm going to throw that to them. And I actually just see a few more that I need to add. Either way, you're welcome. Thanks for coming by, bud. Let's get into this. On the left-hand side, we've got Durotan's Couch with Big Ed Roll going to be on the Joanna. Solon going to be on the Tyrande. A Fish going to be on the Nazeebo. Captain Wedge going to be on the Thrall. And Wild Card going to be on that Hanzo. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Heroes of the United States, shortened to HOTUS, with Jub going to be on the Malfurion. Watson on the ETC. Clyde going to be on the Sonya. We'll have Blaze on that. Kael'thas and Waterboy T. K. on the Kerrigan. I had to burp midway through that, it didn't work out. Bandit in the shower 3 loot for me. Oh yeah, sorry, I don't have slots, Kaimo Tripson, but let's go ahead and get into this. We do have Thrall going into the Echo the Elements, and we'll see if they rotate up into that top lane to go into that Sonya, and I think that's going to be exactly the case. They definitely want that, but here's the thing, there's a big blow up coming out onto the Hanzo, and they do find first kill of the game on the side of Here's the United States. Spray goes out! Picking up a regen globe, and they'll just start to make rotations. And the big thing about making these rotations, especially on the side of Here's the United States, is they want to pick up those regen globes for Kael'thas and ETC. ETC needs them for the proc rocket level 1 to be a more meaty boy, and Kael'thas needs that mana shield just to have any sort of burst like we just saw go out onto one of the enemy side, maybe even happen to them. But they're going to be diving in here. Kerrigan with a nice pull in. The root goes out from Malfurion as well. Zombie wall to lock a couple in, but they lock themselves in 2 more picks. Here's the United States coming out very strong in the start of this game with 3 kills, and they begin their rotation down into the bottom lane camp. This is also going to be the Thrall and Sonya still working their way through top lane. They're all pushing up this lane a little bit faster, but I think Sonya's just kind of playing it slow as well. Doesn't need to win the lane over per se very fast. You guys in chat are so good. They'll go ahead and they'll push out the lane. They'll grab their camp to just add some little extra damage into this bottom. They do have the first Punisher down here, so they can open this up a little bit faster, which will allow them to bait the Punisher, or the bait of the Punisher over the wall won't be as effective. And they're just trying to poke them back out here, also trying to stack up that Nazeebo. Hanzo also did go into that target practice at level 1. You can see Kerrigan looking at the top of our screen there, was setting up for maybe a grab onto someone. Wildcard staying by the gate. They don't want to get caught out. They all are over on their camp. Hanzo, okay, nice use of one of the arrows right there just to make sure that they don't get caught out in the rotation. They steal away the enemy side camp, and they're falling a little bit behind in these rotations, but the thing I can note right now, when it comes to experience, we're not seeing a ton in the department from kills. 3 kills is netted roughly 300 experience per. I know it's scaled differently, but we can just kind of divide it out and say it's that. If you look at it this way, though, we just saw another camp picked up, so I think 3 camps in total that were picked up on the side of Here's the United States equaled out to about those 3 kills, about 100 experience less. So it's just early game kills don't yield the most, but we still have that small level lead in their favor. Sentinel going to be going out from Tyrande just to see if they can It might have been a different angle there, but they were just trying to see if they were maybe on this camp. They also do rotate over and grab their own. Hanzo does have full target practice build, I guess you could say, and hasn't really stacked out onto anyone. I don't think they've actually even hit everyone once to get the extended range. See if they're able to achieve that during this first shrine phase. This is going to be started out here in favor for Here's the United States. They are about a half a level ahead. They don't have anyone soaking out, but they do have a camp pressuring in through top, as well as Durotan's couch. They got to find an angle to enter in this fight. They don't want to take a bad one here and stagger out a couple more deaths and potentially lose out through the bottom lane. Everyone going to be funneling in at this time. Let's see. It's a nice shield glare to kind of open it up and get some vision, as well as block any sort of incoming damage. Condemned to pull them in together. They also do have the zombie wall. They get catch two inside of that. It's going to be Watson zoning for the friendly team and just peeling enemy members away. Still, they just back off. They're not able to get a kill just yet. A Fish is dumping in the damage as best as they can. That damage over time hasn't been stacked up quite a bit, so it's not going to be shredding through the enemy heroes as we typically see, but Here's the United States will be picking up only 4, well, I guess only need to pick up 1 more at this point of the Skeletal Defenders, and that's just going to be in their favor. Mortar Punisher pushing through bottom lane. We do have the 2 Shaman camps crashing in top. Seems like the Heroes of the United States side has won that over and hasn't really lost any health themselves, so that will be pushing out in their favor. But they've got Thrall rotating up there, Sonya to try and push up a little bit further. Sevens are also here for both these teams as we have the bottom lane push. Solon taking a lot of damage, is able to get right out of there. It was a little risky, as we also do have the Punisher being baited over right in front of the keep front gate. They're going to say, you know what, this is our fort. Our fort is gone. We can at least have the front gate of this finish this out. We also do have Thrall finishing out their quest in top lane. That is going to be finished fairly early here. I'm just checking in on some of the other questing towns. We do have 15 mana addict stacks for that Kael'thas and 14 on the proc rack, and we can actually stack 1 more on all of those. The toads for Nazeebo at level 1 are sitting at the 23 mark, and I believe it's out of 40. You're trying to stack those up a little bit more, and also the Vile Infection sitting at 46, so it's going to be needing to do a little bit more in the department of picking up some of those minion kills and stacking that up to get near the 175 mark that they need. I always say that you go for 10 per level, that way you can keep an even pacing and you'll be over by the time you hit 20. That way you also have increased bonus damage because it is uncapped, so if you can make those rotations and pick up enough... oh my god, this is such an aggressive play and I can't believe it's actually working out. They end up getting the kill. The power slide right into the front gate with no minions right there, and then being able to just go ahead and grab that is so quick. Here's the in-state shrine clear is so much better. Durotan needs to be faster to objective. I agree with that. That was a little bit of the case last time, and they really didn't even have to fight over it. They mostly just kind of played around the sides and waited for their higher, I guess, value to kind of hit, and then they just stepped in when they were also still in a little bit of a positional advantage, because Joanna walked in very far, but the rest of the team didn't follow in, so we'll see if they're able to adjust that in this next shrine play in mid lane. Once again, the members of Heroes of the United States buffing this lane by taking out the front gate, so that way if they do get the Punisher, it will be an easier push for them. Also going to be having these zoning roots from Malfurion. ETC does finish the proc rock, and we also saw a couple seconds ago that the Kael'thas finished out on the mana addict stack, so we'll have that shield when necessary. Or at least whenever it's off of cooldown. Clyde and Captain Wedge in this top lane, still just battling it out. We do have those 10 mark here. Kael'thas holding. We don't have a leap, but we have Ultralisk for the Kerrigan, which is not something we often do see. So I'm excited about this right here because it does have the, when you summon it does have a charge to it, so it will get that initial stun, and then it just does decent damage as you chase around. We actually have the Gargantuan coming out from Nazeebo as well, so extra units per se in these fights. Kael'thas still holding their 10. They could go for the Pyro Blast and just try and get the huge blow up onto 1, or go for the Phoenix for the zoning potential. Another Sentinel goes out from Tyrande, scouting out that Sonya on the camp so they know that they're there, and then be like, alright, well, we'll go ahead and grab our own. I don't think there'll be the invade at this time. They also do have that Sunder. If they try and step in, Captain Wedge can go ahead and use the Sunder to slow them down from any sort of grab onto them. I just noticed blue team's name. What's up, Game Grinder? How you doing? Come stun me. I'm just gonna stay by the front gate. Come stun me. Captain Wedge is gonna make sure that this top lane doesn't get pushed out, so they'll just try and clear out the Shaman camp a little bit faster. But Clyde will jump in and say, no, that's not gonna be the case. Trying to just make sure this actually gets a little bit more value into the lane here. Captain Wedge is just kind of ignoring Sonya as they actually pop the Wrath of Berserker, stepping up a little bit further. This will be the easy clear. Let's go ahead and check out this Shrine down here as we do have the Phoenix out from the Kael'thas. That is going to be Kerrigan getting some damage out here. The Zombie Wall coming out from Nazebo as well, catching a few. We'll see. We also do have Thrall coming in. Sundering comes out. Does split a couple members. Busted Shield for another follow-up. Waterboy is the first one to go down as they just completely focus on that Kerrigan before she's even able to use the Ultralisk or just get out of a sticky situation. They're going to scout out a couple members on the right-hand side with that Sonic Arrow. And this looks like it's going to be the first Shrine potentially in favor for Durotan's Couch. Nazebo does finish those toads as well, which is going to be an added damage bonus in their favor. They're not going to be able to get much Shrine clear. And yeah, I think this is going to be Durotan's Couch taking this. Power slide from ETC with the Mosh Pit onto one. That's going to be the chains right in. That's also going to be the Shadow Stalks. Silence out from Jub Jub. They're using everything on this Joanna, and she's living through it all. She's actually going to say, you know what, let me step up and try and get on your Malfurion a little bit. They still grab the Punisher as well. We do have the Kerrigan back from death, but that is a huge turnaround in favor for Durotan's Couch as they go ahead and move this in through mid lane. They are down about a half of a level in experience, and they should be able to pick that up through this zoning use of the Phoenix right there to force them back. They are able to poke out this gate, but there's not a lot they can do. Big Girl just staying to the side, waiting for that to end. They do take out the sidewall, and now this is also going to be Thrall with a flanking position. Sundering is up and available. They could open with that. Hanzo with the arrow as well. Double stuns. Busted Shield to follow up. Power slide going out onto a couple. That will be Sonya going down to the Tranquility from Malfurion, but Hanzo gets turned on, and that's also going to be Joanna as well. This Kerrigan just absolutely jumping around and bodying combo. Actually, no, just there's the Ravage to pull them in, or at least the Claws to pull them in. Power slide from Watson, not enough range, and I think Captain Wedge will be able to make it out just fine. That Ultra is trying to do its best, but it will go down. Combo goes out. They sidestep it right there. They're stepping right in front of the gate for this, and it looks like they'll be able to get out just fine. Captain Wedge not going down in that engagement, but huge turnaround in favor for the members of Heroes of the United States, and they want to try and open up this top lane while they have a slight advantage, but it seems like it's just going to be rotations back into the lanes and just continuing to hold their experience over the enemy team as they've grown over a level lead at this point. And Sonya going to be going over to the right side camp just to buff out the mid lane. They'll be doing the same thing on the left-hand side instead up for Durotan's Couch. It's just, the back and forth between these two teams is insane. They're actually fast rotation, but it's not going to be fast enough as they wanted to try and invade that and take a fight over the camp. And I think they're trying to go further than that. Watson really stepping up further, just looking for any of these members just completely walk down to their lane. They don't have a fort, so this is definitely doable. That will be the Shadowstalk used, but they find a Hanzo kill, and they just back right out of there after that. They also get the Gargantuan pulled out as well. That will be leashed to that zone that you're currently seeing it in, and that is huge. Siege camp will be grabbed, and this is just going to be pressure added into the bottom lane. We also have Sonya soaking up in top, and while we have this moment, we can actually cycle through some of the other numbers and take a peek at how those have been progressing throughout the game here. Whew. Finally, they take a break, and the team slow down a little bit so I can actually take a sip of water. Yodelehihu, thank you so much for the follow during this game as well. I apologize that it did not go off where I saw it. Yo, Belrog, what's up? Naz pick? No, Naz definitely. They're playing for that 20 right there. They can go for it. I mean, the back and forth between these two teams, I think this is going to be a 20 game. Bottom lane is going to be something they need to watch, but I think they're doing a great job of that. We can already see the Nazebo down there taking care of all of that. And this is going to be the Sentinel coming out. They're rotating up, but they're not able to stay on this point. Thrallgan just going to get a Frostwolf out, and Kael'thas going to be throwing out a Gravity Lapse trying to just catch them there, but I don't think either one had any sort of threatening damage into each other, and this will just be cleared out. The fort takes a little bit of damage. The big thing to note, the gate is gone on the left-hand side. A little bit of damage onto the side of Heroes of the United States, but they will be also grabbing this camp. That will be added pressure. Fringe Average, thank you so much for the 69 bits. How you doing tonight, bud? Thanks for coming by and checking out the games. Okay, 16s aren't here just yet, and I think this is the fight that they have to take on the side of Durotan's Couch. They take one little flame strike. That's also going to be the Iron Skin going to be used. They back out, and they're just trying to poke at this as slow as possible. They want that 16 to trickle in, and it definitely will. And that's going to be it. Now they're just going to say, all right, cool. Well, we want to now take a fight because you're down a level. Power slide in from Watson, very aggressive, not going to connect on anyone. Sundering comes out from Thrall. That's going to be the arrow out from Hanzo connecting on a 3, but the Blessed Shield is not good. It will be the Gargantuan out as well. Get a little bit of poke damage out here, but this is not going to be any sort of 16 just yet. We do have Nazeebo sitting at 122 Vile Infection stacks. Hey, Thor, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I think this is exactly, you can see what's happening on the map right now. They just say, you know what, we're not going to be able to contest this. We need to find 16s. If we defend without 16s, that'll be worse. And if we just try and poke at this is just going to be us staggering out deaths potentially. And maybe we can just get a fort. They got a wave. They can try and open up mid lane. That'll at least get them some passive experience gain. That will probably push them into that 16 range. Just a tinge still off. And the Thrall will be able to confirm the rest of that. They do Hearth back with 1 just to get in position for this. The rest of the team on the enemy side says, you know, we got a Kerrigan. They have a Sonya too that they could have left on this shrine for even faster. But with the Kerrigan just there, they're just going to be able to back right out of there. They'll be able to take a fort. Knockback from ETC will confirm it, and they sit with 39 skeletal defenders. They don't really need to heal up or grab any mana, so they can easily just finish this out. It does give a little bit of a rotation time for the members of Durotan's couch, and Captain Wedge actually goes ahead and grabs his camp. This is the Punisher, still to rotate through the lane, but I was about to say, it's a bit of a risky call right there. Captain Wedge will be joining into the fray of things. Oh wait, power slide, a fish. Gonna get pushed around. They have the Ritz go out as well. The Kerrigan has the combo. Phoenix is out as well. Watson taking a lot of damage. Sundering goes out, but they get the kill onto ETC. A fish is taking a lot of damage. They pull it right over to this keep. That is going to be Kerrigan going down as well. Nice double pick right there as they have this late game Punisher pushing in. 14 minutes. Sieges pretty well. I think they'll be able to burn this down and save their keep for the time being. It will just take a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, Sonya rotates into mid to make sure that that catapult does not add any pressure. Well, of course these ults are being tossed willy-nilly. This isn't pro play. We're in Division B. I don't even think I play in Division B if I were to be in a league. These teams are definitely better than I am. It's still good back and forth. Really good competitive games. We do have Sentinel going out. The camp is picked up, but they actually jump right in there. They back right in there, just like, you know what? We're not gonna fight over this. We don't have our ETC or our Kerrigan. There's a nice pickup just to deny it across the map. This is also going to be the rotation in to this bottom lane. Pick up this camp, and they'll be able to clear this out. Just looking across the board right now. Kerrigan coming in. They want to just try to take a fight. Almost every heroic's up. Power slide forward. Mosh pit's available. Flag gets okay. That's going to be the Blessed Shield going out, not connecting, but that also will be the Sundering for the disengage. A little bit of a double panic right there. Hanzo with the arrow to just try and push Sonya back, I believe. Either way, they disengage. They burn some heroics, but they do disengage, and I think that might have been the game plan for Heroes of the United States the entire time. Pressure into them, force them to use a lot of their heroics for the blow-up that they could have on these shrines, and now then use that cooldown time to push in. Might be a very heads-up play from Heroes of the United States, or just playing aggressive and getting any advantage that they can take. They also do seal away this aggressive side siege camp. They're trying to poke in here and there. Not going to be able to get too much value, and that will still be picked up in favor for the United States. They're all working their way through top lane. They do have about even talent tiers, and also, even levels. Slight advantage in favor for Heroes of the United States. And this will be bottom lane shrine available in a few seconds here. Thrall still playing close-ish by the gate. This is just a... Oh, hold on. Oh, I thought they were going to be rotating past the camp and going for Thrall first. Captain Wedge and friends, I think they know this is going to be here. The hammers are going to be out from Big Egg Roll. It's not going to be able to step up quick enough. They will be taken out. At least the camp, excuse me. The camp will be picked up and pushing through the top lane. Nazeebo are going to be doing their best just to spread that poison around so that they are stacked up for 20. And they are going to be, I think they should be on pace. Getting this wave right here and a couple more should just seal the deal. 170. This next wave should be able to be enough for when they hit that level 20 spike. But it's getting to that level 20. And this next shrine in bottom lane could potentially be the last. Here's the United States playing a very aggressive game. Winning a lot of the team fights more over than the other side. If they can end this before 20 or that real big value comes in, that's going to be, I think, a major factor of Durotan's couch. Their draft kind of falling at right towards the end. They need this game to go to 20. And they also need to grab this Punisher. This is going to be the Shrine activating right now. We do have Wrath of Berserker coming out. Wildcard getting poked around by Waterboy. Going to jump over the wall. That will be the combo going out, not connecting. A few things used here and there. We do have the Shrine started and picked up mostly in favor for Heroes of the United States. Durotan's Couch stepping up. We do have Clyde in this bottom lane getting onto Captain Wedge. They're trying to just back out. They are able to get right out of there, but they're on the back foot right now. Shadowstalk will be used. This isn't going to be 20s just yet. A fish taking a lot of damage. Silence goes out from the Malfurion and not able to save themselves. They will be the first one to go down. Ultralisk is out as well. Clyde just diving in on 2 members in this back line, trying to smash their way through them. And this is just going to be the entire push out in favor for Heroes of the United States. Pick up their 20s as well throughout that entire engagement. See, it was so good that Malfurion, that Jub was able to pull out the silence right there, because that meant that Nazeebo could not use their Ice Block that they picked up at level 13. That's huge. It's such a big play because, well, now you don't have the Nazeebo and you can just leave Kerrigan to their own devices and she'll be able to clear this out. They're going to leave it at 1 and grab another camp, so they'll have mid lane pressure and bottom lane pressure bolstered. Nazeebo down for 19 seconds. That's a lot of their damage. As I keep saying this, but Vile Infection was picked up. Stacks of Voodoo Ritual. There we go. I actually needed to remember what the actual talent name was. But yes, the Vile Infection picked up. Nazeebo open 3. Big lane coming in through bottom. Both teams have 20s. Majority of the heroics are off cooldown. We got a couple on either side. They'll be trailing and they'll be able to come in as this fight starts to pop off. Shield glare out. That's going to be the jump over the wall. Nice use of the Iron Skin as well. They start to bait it over by the keep. You need to just start to whittle this thing down fast. This is the entire front gate opened up in favor for Heroes of the United States, and they push in. This is going to be... They also do have top lane open as well. Catapult's coming in there. That will be the Punisher jumping over. Take out the keep. Gargantuan will be cleared out as well as the wave. I think they're gonna, doesn't look like they're gonna be going for any sort of extra. Okay, no, they're gonna be stepping in after they get the Gargantuan. A little bit of push out with those toes. We also have the Phoenix coming in as well. Jump over from the Punisher onto Big Edroll. Sundering coming out from the Thrall. No follow up just yet, but that's a lot of damage onto that Kerrigan, who goes into her stasis form right there to heal up, and that's going to also be the Chain Lightning going on under a couple. That will be Wrath of Berserker popped by the Sonya. This is still the core falling. Hanzo with the arrow getting onto quite a few. 50% power slide from the ETC Mosh Pit onto 1. There's nothing interrupting this currently. They're just diving around and burning them down. Nazeebo does go down. That's so much of the damage that he needed during this fight, and this core is still being whittled down here and there. 33%. They're on their back foot. They get the stun onto 1. Big Egg Roll still has the indestructible, and they stay alive, getting the kill onto Kerrigan, but that is going to be the Tyrande going down as well. And Condemn pulling in Jub. The Big Egg Roll takes a little bit of damage, and I think they should be able to confirm the kill. Clyde's so very low, tries to spin through the minion wave to get the extra healing. Wildcard and Captain Wedge are the only 2 left, and with 33% and a little bit of shielding, they step up onto this core, and I think this is going to be game number 1 going over to over to Heroes of the United States. GG. Well played. Whew.
Oh, bitch.
Fringe, thank you so much for the 69 bits. Oh my god, I have to catch my breath. These teams are absolutely insane. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. All right. That's going to be everything already being done. And I already clicked the button. Whoopsie. All right. Sorry, I'm getting 3 messages at once. Hold on. Okay. All right, cool. Sorry, we're getting observation. Kage Kiri just offered to do observation for us, so I'm getting that all pulled in really quick. That's the wrong team score! There we go. All right. Yes, I forgot that I need to be in a lobby with... Okay. Okay, cool. I'm actually gonna move things. There we go. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into this in just a second. Everybody has actually already jumped in here. Just gotta get referee from one of the players to make sure that we do have that all set, and I need to do other things very quickly. 10 minutes later we get an alert. Better late than never, I guess. Or is it just a test to see who sticks around after they cheer? I mean, I turn off alerts during cast a game so that way people don't get distracted by alerts in the middle of a game, and I just resend them at the end. But it's just something nice I do so that way the teams can enjoy their games instead of having to see cheers. All right, we are ready to go, and we'll see when they push the button. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into game number 2 here in just a second. Got one little thing I gotta update. It's gonna be them picking that, and it's going to be this game, and we had that for the. Okay, that makes sense. Cool, cool, cool. We'll find out when we're ready when they end up pushing through. Thanks so much for coming by. Hope you're enjoying the games. This is Division B East for the Nexus Gaming Series. We're going to be picking up the Heroic Division matchup between Moto and Celeb Gaming, and that will be after this Best of 3 series. And we got a game. Welcome back. Here's the Storm. I'm your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got Durotan's Couch. Down a game. Trying to bring us to that game number 3 on Battlefield of Eternity. And we have... Here's the United States on the right-hand side, up a game, trying to take this in a 2-0. Let's go ahead and take a peek at some of the map bans that we did have during this. As we had the coin flip initially won by Durotan's Couch. They opted for first pick, giving them the ban choice over to Here's the United States, who took out Towers of Doom. Sky Temple's banned up by Durotan's Couch. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by Here's the United States and won by them. Loser gets to choose first map or map pick, and Durotan's Couch opted for Battlefield of Eternity. Let's go ahead and find out what we're going to be getting as we get into this draft. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a joke, so. Alright, ban-wise, we're going to be looking at things that you want to burn down with the Immortal, and Hanzo is not a bad idea at all. Being able to get the cooldown reduction by auto-attacking enemies once you have your level 7, you're basically kitted out per se on that Hanzo, is a big asset to have. And Nubrak, once again, going to be taken out of this game. They don't want that dive potential as well as the setup and the follow-up stun that he can bring to the table. Other things that, I mean, we could see Here's the United States try and take out all of the burn potential, period, maybe even looking at a Greymane removal, but they could prioritize that themselves as that's extremely strong in lieu of that Hanzo, which we've seen in so many other cases. But Diablo banned out once again. Neither of these teams wanting to see that, and last ban, excuse me. I think we see the Zeratul ban. Okay. Zeratul, like, available on this map, and this is a great map for Zeratul. There's so much setup. There's so many combos. I would expect it to come out, but we could see... I don't know what you'd prioritize over it, realistically. Maiev is great here, but we just saw that walk through the entire draft in the last game, and it didn't make too big of a difference. And okay, Tyrande will be that high priority. They do want to have the Huntress Mark, be able to get the extra damage out, as well as the Lunar Flare follow-ups, and whatever setup they go with. I mean, they could pick up a Garrosh here, which is great combination with the Warlord's Challenge, as well as the Toss and the Groundbreaker. You got a 1-2 pick before they go into the ban phase on the side of Durotan's Couch.
I will fight to my last
Rhaegar to start? That's... Rhaegar Muradin to start. That's a lot of aggression coming out here. But Rhaegar, that's the thing that I'm still a little stuck on. Like, we're gonna go ahead and get Rhaegar out of, as a top priority for your support. Hey, they could just they could be going to some sort of crazy bloodlust composition. We will find out. Joanna's still up and available. Garrosh is as well. Malthael and Li Ming, though, going to be picked up on the side of Here's the United States. They want Malthael for that solo lane, also the ability of ripping souls, and Li Ming for the reset potential is huge. being able to get a couple kills and just throwing out consistent combos is a great way to just get that blow up onto single targets and push in. Also, her poke onto the Immortal in the back and forth phase when you get them on the opposing sides is a very, very... It's a strong tool because you can just sit there and poke from a distance. Something like Chromie has actually been played in the same right on Battlefield of Eternity, I want to say, and it works pretty good. I mean, it's the way we saw Chromie in the past, where she would just be able to dump the damage from a far distance, like in Infernal Shrines or on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Those are great maps for her. And then Volskaya Foundry was I believe she had a little bit of play onto that before she had all those changes, and it was a little thrown off. But Sergeant Hammer is going to be thrown out right of this game. They don't want to deal with that. This is a weird one to Durotan's couch. I smell something fishy, and it's not my sharks in chat. I agree. It's so weird to get a Rhaegar and a Muradin at the start of this. Jub only plays Malfurion. Apparently not. Apparently they're breaking something else out tonight. Thrall and Jimmy. They've got a support. They've got a solo lane. Raynor into Malthael is a little annoying, honestly. Raynor also has good immortal damage. Thrall is great. It's got great initiation and damage as well. I still need a solo lane per se? Maybe they don't solo lane with Malthael. They choke all? So this is double support with Lily. So this is Battle Lily and Arthas as well. I don't have words for this draft. I'm very unsure. And this last pick, though, coming up from Durotan's couch. Rhaegar, Muradin, Thrall, Raynor. I mean, they could be going to something like a Bloodlust. Zeratul is still up and available. Genji could be an option as well if they want to have a reset. Orphea. Okay. It's so weird. It's such a weird... like, here's the United States. I don't understand their draft right now. I mean, I get the blinds from Lily. You want to make Raynor's life a lot suckier. Bloodlust? I can see Bloodlust being the option. But I don't know. I really don't know. I have faith in these drafts, but I'm not sure who's going to pull out the win with this. I don't know. It's Battlefield of Eternity. We don't have any priority onto Greymane. There's no priority onto Maiev, Lunara, Cassia, anything that's typically Immortal Burn, Vala either. We're just seeing a lot of brawling. K indeed. I agree, Stark. K indeed. But we'll find out. Let's actually get into this, because I'm interested to find out who's going to be winning this. On the left-hand side, down a game, we've got Durotan's couch with Captain Wedge going to be on the Thrall, Official be on the Orphea, Wildcard going to be on the Raynor, Sullen going to be on the Rhaegar, and rounding out the team with Big Egg Roll on the Muradin. On the right, up a game, we've got Heroes of the United States with Clyde going to be on the Lily, Waterboy going to be on the Malfurion. We'll be having Watson on that Arthas, Jub going to be on the Tyrande, and Blaze going to be on that Li Ming. There we go. I can do all the names. Let's go ahead and get into this, as we do have an odd start also with Malthael, Lily, and Arthas in top lane. Are they going to try and get a flank onto Captain Wedge here? Who's okay? They get around the corner. Arthas can potentially get the root. They don't find it. Thrall trying to make their way out of here. Just back and forth. That's going to be a lot of damage, and they end up getting the kill. First blood going over in favor for the members of Heroes of the United States with an aggressive kill, much like how we saw in game number 1. Checking out the bottom lane, we currently have Wildcard pushing in a little bit. Not going to be opting for that Exterminator as we've seen sometimes. I was actually a little excited to hope for an Exterminator, Jimmy, but that's not the case. We're going to just be seeing the ace in the hole. Come on, why can't you take the fun talents here, Wildcard? Watson, though, preparing just to step up, and they do have that Frost presence at level 1, looking to get those the Howling Blast connections onto a few. That also will be the Lunar Flare, just stalling this out a little bit, and they're getting some decent damage. This lane matchup's really interesting, as we do have a Fish in this top lane helping out the Thrall, as Clyde and Waterboy are going to be basically doing a 2-3, and they're going to have to respond to it in the same light on the side of Durotan's Couch, and their draft really wasn't set up for it per se, because, well, this is going to be double support, so you have Malthael constantly being healed. The blinds coming out from Lily are consistently annoying to get that damage onto that player, as they need that extra little kill. Also, Orphea does have an auto that is buffed by her with Chaos with her trait, and being able to blind that before it's used is a great way to just nullify her damage. Blinds once again. Lily trying to block here. This aggressive Lily play, I love this. We also do have that Wind Serpent build so far from her, helping out this Malthael on the top lane. Fish maybe stepping back up to try and help out. They have the... Okay, it's Clyde coming into the back line. They do dive out. That's going to be a lot of good damage going out into Orphea. Fish does go down, and now they turn over onto this Thrall, who needs to make their way out of here before they get taken down. They'll go down to half health. Oh, wait, Watson comes up here as well. They have a little bit of a body block, and that will be Malthael picking up a second kill. 3 kills in favor for the members of Heroes of the United States, and this is going to be the Rhaegar grabbing the camp on the left-hand side, pressuring this up and getting ready for the first Immortal phase. They haven't rotated over to theirs on the side of Heroes of the United States just yet, but we could see that happen fairly soon. I think Sullen is waiting for the cooldown reduction on their chain heal, maybe try and get one more. They need to hearth back and get ready for this Immortal phase. They need more mana, as we actually have a combo coming out. It's a lot of good damage onto Big Egg Roll, and that will be Li Ming getting a reset and picking up a 4th kill for the friendly team. Shaman camp is going to be grabbed on the left-hand side, and Malthael doing the same thing on the right. There's also going to be a camp in bottom lane picked up by the members of Heroes of the United States, just opting to add as much pressure into these lanes as quickly as possible. Really, really good start here coming out from the members of Heroes of the United States. As Waterboy finishes this out, they should be able to tap well if they really need it. Clyde also does have some heals if they can hold that Q button for them while they stand next to them. This is just going to be the first Immortal phase started out, and Blaze is going to be poking out a little bit. Wildcard, yeah. Gonna get that damage to start out. Malthael marking. There's just a lot of posturing. This burn is going over quite well for Durotan's Couch right now. This does go to the aggressive side for both teams, but Watson stepping in, trying to play the aggressive card regardless, and that's a huge burn onto Muradin. Reset for Li Ming. Gonna try and get a combo out there as they move over to the enemy side, and they just want to say, you know what, you can't get much more shielding down on this Immortal. You don't have many more members, but they just actually all scatter out. Malthael is sent over to the right-hand side. When they see that health bar going down, I wonder if they're going to be able to just start, or wonder if they're going to start trying to aggress onto this. Blaze also very low on mana themselves. Don't have 7 talents here just yet for either team. And I was about to be like, oh, we have stacks for Orphea, but not yet. And they're going to be stepping right back in. This Lunar Flare connecting onto 3. That'll be nice stacking for that level 4 Lunar Blaze quest that the Tyrande has. And this is just going to be the back disengage, and Malthael not able to shred through this, and this is going to be going over in favor for Durotan's Couch. They will be able to burn this down and win it over. Still, 2,391 shielding over on the side of Durotan's Couch. Immortal. This will be pushing in through the top lane. Camp and bottom will be cleared out in just a second. And yeah, it's going to be the Rainer doing that. Orphea going to be rotating up as well just to help the team siege in, and Malthael going to be coming down to this bottom lane to probably match the siege in from Rainer, or we just see all 5 in top, and I think that's going to be exactly the case. It's just going to be Rainer in bottom, 4 pushing in through top. 7's not here just yet. They need to get that talent here. Got to play this a little slow, even though they do have the Immortal. You can see it's getting shredded fairly quickly, as this is the first one of the game, and we're only talking around the 4-minute mark for scaling. Muradin also trying to get a little extra poke in here, but 7s are picked up. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We do have that Mind Devour for the Orphea to pick up more stacks on her Devour. That is just going to be able to give a nice, I think it's cooldown reduction and mana, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, cooldown and mana, but I was waiting to see. There's a couple members walking around this top area, and I was waiting to see if Waterboy would be stepping out too far, but that will not be the case. We do have the camp and top lane picked up for Heroes of the United States, adding in more lane pressure, trying to get that Howling Blast connection. This is going to be a lot of good damage coming out. Cleanses out from Rhaegar onto Captain Wedge to make sure that they're not going to be blown up. And almost Legends Bell. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Glad to see you cheering on a friendly team. Wildcard going to take a little bit of damage. Big Egg Roll steps up as well, says, I'm here if you step a little too far, but in top lane, that is not the case, as Orphea will go down. Blaze is going to be able to get that combo, and we can actually rotate through some of the experience, healing, and damage numbers and gives you an idea of what is going to be happening, at least in that realm. Nice Howling Blast and Lunar Flare combos coming out from Watson and Jub right there. Jub showing that Malfurion is not the only thing they've got in their bank. Li Ming just going to get the missiles out, poking out here and there. And this is the only hard part with her is trying to get that damage into the fort with those combos, or even to the enemy side. You've got those minions blocking that damage distance. And still in bottom lane, we've got that Raynor going into Blaze. A little bit of a brawl breaking out down here as Big Aggro gets the jump over the wall. It takes a little bit of damage, but they should be able to get healed up by that Rhaegar without a problem. Tens will be here fairly soon for Here's the United States. They need to just get half a level. They're rotating down. Can they find the Jimmy right click that's going to be no. Knockback from the gun. They're just like, no, you're not stepping up that easily. I saw this rotation coming. This is just going to be, wait, hold on. Immortal Phase is going to be starting out here. They actually have a lot of damage going on to Watson. They dive further with Waterboy. They don't have their 10s just yet, but they're playing like they do. They will be achieved. I'm assuming we see, oh, actually, Jug's coming out right away. I was thinking that we might see the, oh my god, I can't think of it. It's something dragon. Anyways, Water Dragon, there we go. I was thinking that'd be coming out for Lily, but still just gonna be going for Jugs for the extra heals. We do have the, Starfall for the Tyrande, so that will be getting the cooldown reduction on the heals, but not going to be going for that mass shielding or mass, I guess mass healing, and also the setup with Shadow Stalk, because you can find some kind of really fun picks in that sense. You can Shadow Stalk into a huge flank. But this is still going to be Immortal Phase very quickly burned down in favor for Heroes of the United States, and they grab the second one. They've got some pressure on the bottom lane that needs to be dealt with. We still have Arthas holding that 10. I swear, if we get Sindragosa, please give me Sindragosa. Give me that siege power, Arthas. Mortals coming in through bottom lane. Control 1. I believe that's it. I believe Sindragosa is control 1. Yes, there we go. All right, Sindragosa, it is summoned. Gets going through bottom lane. And we do have Hyperion coming out as well as an anti-siege. Watson going to be stepping up a little bit as well. They're just going to be realistically not even caring about the Hyperion that's going over their entire team. Immortal still has the shielding. Over half of its bar is still healthy. Starfall coming out from the Tyrande. Thrall will be going down in the top lane to the Malthael. Looks like they picked up a last right stack, and this is still Immortal with over just below half of its health bar is going to be moving in through this bottom lane. Stun going to be coming out from Big Aggro to slow this down, and Waterboy's just like, I'll just keep soaking in top. This is okay. We'll find some higher levels, even though they have a double root coming out. That's going to be leaving, trying to find some extra damage with the blink forward. This Immortal, still with the shielding, is attacking from range. I note that because it's so difficult to then whittle it down when it's at this far distance. When it moves into melee, after losing its shielding, it's so much easier to then poke at with a lot more heroes. Captain Wedge coming in with a potential flank. The Earthquake is available. Starfall, everything is going to be, or excuse me, Lunar Flare. Earthquake will be used. They have the Crushing Jaws to try and combo, but it won't connect. That will be the Jugs coming out from Lily, keeping Watson alive. Nice knockback from Li Ming. And that will be the Devourer getting a little bit of damage. This will be the Immortal going down in bottom lane, and half of the keep health going down as well. Huge play coming out from Heroes of the United States, as this keep is very low. They could try and rush into it at some point. Maybe with their 13 Talented that they'll be picking up fairly soon. They could try and do that, or when they wipe the enemy team in the next team fight. It's a possibility. The other thing to note, though, is Durotan's Couch. They do scale, and they are becoming more powerful themselves. If they can just pick up a kill or two, they can start to turn this momentum around in their favor. And maybe take out a fort or two and even up the map pressure. They'll actually go ahead and grab the siege camp. Malthael backed right off of that. And this is exactly it. Look at bottom lane. They're going in to that lane. They want to take down this keep. They want to have that consistent catapult pressure. And everyone's going to be hearthing for the defense. Raynor has Hyperion. Sindragosa will come out. That's a huge tool with Sindragosa to be able to lock down the tower like that. That also will be Starfall from the Li Ming as they're pushing in on this. Captain Wedge and friends are here. Watson taking a lot of damage. Hyperion is over, and that's going to be the chase in on this. This could be a little too risky for them. Lunar Flare to go out. Crushing Jaws connects onto one. And they back out, but they actually start to turn it around as the Jugs are going to be popped by Clyde to heal everybody back up. They've got a wave still fairly healthy, and they want to try and open up this bottom lane And I think the keep will stay alive for now. Cinder Ghost is still on cooldown for another 63 seconds. Top lane is pressured out, and they don't have anything on the actual fort itself, but they'll need to take care of that fairly soon. Seeing the pings coming out, and they're prepping just to get ready for that. They need to find their 13s on the side of Durotan's couch right now. That level behind that they've fallen is really starting to hinder them in a lot of these fights, as they're just able to basically rush through bottom lane, and they have to utilize a lot of heroics just to force them back and potentially not lose out on a keep and have that pressure. Oh, Selexia, thank you so much for the 69 bits. I appreciate that. Mortal Phases are going over on either side. Looks like they're just going to go for the initial race. Winning out overall on the side of Durotan Couch. They do have a very fast race. Let's see. 13 talent tier. They got to play this safe. This is going to be on the defensive side for both. With the talent tier advantage that they have, they can see Thrall in top lane. Once they see that, they're just like, all right, we got to go in. We have to try and take a fight. They're down a member. Thrall is just working for that clear, and they're just playing this slower, at least based on what I'm seeing on the minimap. And then it's just pressuring in, poking out. That Li Ming is going to get that damage, and this is exactly going to be Thrall trying to find that 13 as quick as possible. Still have the Bruiser Camp up and available on the left-hand side. Frost Presence will be finished by the Arthas just now. Extended range, and also the rooting along the pathway is a huge tool for them just to be able to catch a couple members. And this is still going to be Li Ming dumping that damage here and there. Those magic missiles and those arcane orbs are really getting damage in on this Immortal, and sometimes we see teams try and body block some of that damage as it comes in, and they take it themselves, but they don't have that consistent healing from the Rhaegar. Earthquake will be used by the Thrall, trying to step in on this. They find a little damage on the Jub. They have the Hyperion now as well. Chomp goes out, and Sister Healing will connect onto one. Lily goes down. The Crushing Jaws pulls one, but I don't think they're able to connect enough. And they turn their sights onto the Immortal. If they can burn this down, this will be a huge advantage in their favor, and this is exactly the advantage that I was talking about. Watson taking a little bit of damage there. That's going to be Li Ming dumping in quite a bit. Trying to find a reset. Blaze getting, oh my god, the last right's the cleanse, but the cleanse does not save you from getting your soul ripped. They're saying, they're just trying to dive in at this point. They're just like, we just want the Immortal. They do get it, but they might die for it. Li Ming ends up going down. Cinder Ghost is out. Orphea gets ripped right there. Malthael stepping up further. Captain Wedge is going to be low. Tyrande goes down to the shotgun blast from Wildcard. There is now Watson chasing in on them. Captain Wedge trying to proc that Frost Wolf resilience to keep the healing up. Chain Heal goes out. They start to turn onto Waterboy. They've got the knockback as well. Chasing in further. It's going to be a nice bite on the butt from Rhaegar. This is going to be Lily showing up with the jugs, and I think once they see that, they say, we can't be here any longer, and we got to back out. Immortal, though, is picked up, and bottom lane has catapults. Catapults just got that keep in bottom lane. Immortal losing its shielding. They'll be stepping up as well. This is going to be the clear on the Immortal, but they'll lose their fort. I think they'll lose a little bit on the front gate of their keep, but that's realistically going to be about it. 16 talent tier, not just, 16 talent tier, not just yet here. They're trying to open this up a little bit faster on the side of Durotan's Couch. Nice, I like this play. If they can just quickly rotate and grab this fort, that'll at least give them some extra pressure and open up the map in their favor. That 15 talent tier slowly closing. It's going to be another fort going down. Passive experience gain going over in favor for Durotan's Couch. Looks like we'll go ahead and rotate over for the camp. Could see a fight over this, but I think they're mostly wanting to look for a fight post-16 on the side of Heroes of the United States. And I think Durotan's Couch knows this, so they're just going to start playing it safe and just rotating around as a group, grabbing camps, pushing out the lanes, and they're going to have to fight without, or they're going to have to wait for their 16 talent here, because that's going to be, oh wait, can they catch them in this rotation? Sentinel goes out. They know that they're not on the left-hand side camp. But they will show through the bottom lane wave, unfortunately. So they do know that they're there, and I think once you see that, you can all see them collapse through top lane, and they want to push out further in that. Lorelei D'Angelo, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. And this is just going to be top fort traded out, so yeah, they grab a little bit of some pressure. They grab the top fort themselves, but this is going to be top lane pressure equalized. I guess I root them just because of their I root for them because of their name. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. That's acceptable to do. Majority of the team will be hearthing back at this time, actually. I guess they just want to go for Battle Lily? Battle Lily is great. They all hearth for the quick rotation back to their Bruiser camp. It's a little bit faster than just walking back. This also will be the Sentinel coming out. They're able to trade these out. That gives them the 16 talent tier. They haven't staggered out of death, and this is going to be the setup for the next Immortal. but has spawned. Top lane and bottom lane pressure has been picked up for both sides. See what happens here. Root goes out. That's going to be a lot of good damage. Rhaegar goes down instantaneously. Crushing Jaws are out as well. That's going to be the Syndragosa as well. That's going to... Lunar Flare will be connecting on to Big Egg Roll. Last Rites puts them to rest, and Waterboy surviving through all of this. Lunar Flare connects onto another, and a fish is going to get chased by Blaze. Trying to get that extra damage out, doesn't connect, and now Waterboy has to hearth back. The blow up on Rhaegar. I was like, oh man, that's Rhaegar's health bar. He can alt R. No. I root for Thick Mama White Main Hots for their team name too. Oh my god. So this is going to be the camp and bottom lane going to be cleared out, and this is also going to be a little bit of a race on the Immortal phase. They're letting Orphea and Thrall do some decent damage onto theirs. It's just going to take down the shielding a little bit. They don't zone out. This is the only observation I'm just catching between the two is usually you would have someone like the Arthas push out and try and make sure that they're not getting any whittling done on yours so that it has a huger shield. They do get the root onto one. Blind goes out as well. The rest of the team is here. I think they're going to be trying to put up a fight before this goes out once again. Li Ming jumping out that damage. They're looking at Clyde here. Cleanse goes out as well into Captain Wedge. They're able to push them back, but 2,000 health sitting on this Immortal. I'm waiting to see if they're able to pick up anything. Are they able to poke in on this? They're forcing him back quite efficiently, but I think they know on the set of Heroes in the United States that they can play this a little slow. And that's exactly, they're just waiting. They're gonna go ahead. Lili and Tyrande will go ahead and tap well. You can see them cycling back into the friendly team now. There is a level lead. Root goes out. Combo will be there. Lunar Flare as well. Ancestral Healing doesn't connect in time, and that will be Thrall's Thunderstorm going down. Jugs go out from the Lili as well. They catch a Howling Blast onto the Orphea on the left-hand side. And that's it. They just... they're going to be trying to dive in a little bit further. Big Red Roll is going to get chased here. There's no Last Rites up. Actually, no, it is up. Unavailable. Jump going to be taking a lot of damage. Blaze in this Starfall trying to stay alive as they stay near their healer, and that will be them stealing away the kill from the friendly team right there with the... Oh my god. I love like a good Li Ming player being able to just like teleport forward or even be able to use the... I can't think of it, Wave of Force, just to get that little extra damage to be able to get the kill. Little things like that. Awesome plays. But we go ahead. We have our next Immortal phase going to be picked up, and it will be pushing through the top lane. You have a couple members prepping to get the defense onto this. Rainer's still down. Need to wait for them to get back up in the next 15 seconds. They won't have Hyperion for the D-push either. See what they're able to do here. They've also got consistent catapult pressure pushing in through bottom lane that will need to be dealt with. But it's just trying to make this an end. See if they're able to do it. Starfall or Lunar Flare goes out. That will be the Syndragosa as well. Lock down the keep. Not stepping up beyond their Immortal, basically, which is smart. They have that as their major siege tool. Let's just stay around that. This keep is starting to lose a little bit of health. That will be the Howling Blast onto one. They find the follow-up Lunar Flare. That also will be Tyrande finishing the Lunar Blaze quest right there. This keep is going to get out of the lockdown, but it still is going to go down regardless. Immortal moving into melee range now. They still can move over onto the keep, or excuse me, onto the core. Hyperion comes out. Also the Earthquake. That's going to be a lot of damage onto Captain Wedge. The Starfall is going to be pushed out as well. And that's going to be the Jugs from the Lili keeping the friendly team alive. This Immortal is taking a lot of damage. The rest of the team seems to be backing off, even though they have the 20 talent tier. Not wanting to step up onto the core. 39% and going down. They need to walk in on this. It's going to be a lot of good damage going out. Big Egg Roll drops the Avatar at the right time. And now that they're going to be stepping a little too far forward, they try and get a kill. They actually turn this around onto Thrall. They find the Murden as well. Waterboy so low, they will go down to the Rhaegar. A fish is going to just need to get one more hit onto them. And that will be reset after reset for this Li Ming. Wildcard, the only one left. Malthael actually has bought back. That's everyone down. Shielding's gone, and that's going to be game number 2. Over to Here's the United States. The GGs are thrown out. Well played. Here's the United States. Dang. Slexia, thank you so much for the 69 bits.
Bitch.
Thank you so very much. Let me get a message out to the captain and see. figure out who's going to do interview in just a second. We'll show talents really quick as well. Woo. That was an amazing set that we just had. And that was an hour. And I can't believe it. HOTUS chasing kills. Gotta get that 5-member wipe there. Seriously, the Li Ming in that game did insane work. Like, let's just hear our damage. GG's indeed. Thank you, Afish. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. Lobby 1. I'm gonna go jump into lobby 1 now. Okay. Get Waterboy in here in just a second. Here. And we are joined at this time by Waterboy. How you doing? Congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
Thanks a lot.
That was an awesome set that we just got to see. And so let's go back a little bit here. Infernal Shrines. It's a great back and forth map. You have this Kerrigan. It's pushing out so much good damage. They actually start to build a little bit of momentum and start to push into your team and take a couple fights here and there. Was it a little too much aggression from the friendly team, or was it just, you know, they got one up on you? Can you talk a little bit about that and then how you just kind of brought it back and just really dominated game number 1?
So like, yeah, like after 10s, like they had that really good like Sunder combo. I think it was mid Shrine.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, like, it was a solid play. You know, we just, I don't know, caught unaware by it. But, like, just, you know, it kept our heads, just kept, you know, doing what we need to be doing, clearing the waves, making sure we can handle the Punisher when it came out. I know we had another one, too. Like, I think it was on top lane where we went for a kill on the wall, but we didn't quite get it. And then we just ended up eating a lot of damage from him. So, as far as, you know, reacting to that, it was just a matter of making sure we were just a little bit more patient on when we picked our fights, because I mean, if we landed a power slide, that was it. Like, that was pretty much a guaranteed kill every single time.
That was a little terrifying, especially like I saw Watson power slide into the front gate, and you guys got that kill on I think Nazebo very early, and I was just like, that aggression is just stupid scary. Like, where is this come from all of a sudden? Is it just, you know, things are starting to click, or what is it?
I mean, yeah, you may have noticed that we don't really play Kerrigan too often. So when we do, we like to pair it up with as much aggression as possible to take full advantage of her. Because like, if you're trying to play, you know, back at all, it gets a little bit harder for her to do what she wants to do. And the one thing too is like Watson's really good about making those calls to dive under a tower that he knows he can survive. So like when we see those opportunities, especially when we got a comp like that where we can layer the CC and we got enough blow up, like we'll go for it.
It was an amazing game. Now moving over to Battlefield of Eternity for game number 2, I gotta say, like, the strength that was coming out from your team consistently around all these fights was so strong. But was there any worry about their Immortal race being stronger than yours, because they did have a lot of good burn on the Immortal? Were you ever worried about, like, well, if we start to fall behind, like they could maybe win through that, or was it just like, oh, we'll consistently push out and win through our aggression? Because it was the same thing for game number 2 with those early game kills. I mean, that rotation to the top lane and the blow up onto Thrall was just surprising. It's not something you often do see.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely the latter. You know, we knew we couldn't win an Immortal race. Like, it was, even there was that one time I think where we took a mid camp when the Immortals were spawning and we were just slow enough on it that we pretty much gave up the first half. Yep. And so like it was just a matter of making sure our macro was timed right so that we were getting these camps before the Immortals were coming down, or at least, you know, early enough that we weren't just giving up the first half, because we had to go in and fight for those, you know, for that first half. But once we could, like, once we were timing that right, it was, yeah, it felt really good for us.
Oh, it was a pleasure to watch your team play. It was definitely pulled out some amazing kills and some really cool strats that we're seeing in the Division B East. Before I let you go, though, any shout outs you'd like to give? The floor is yours.
Shout out to my team. It was a good time tonight. Shout out to Watson for letting me play Kerrigan. I don't normally get to play her, so that's always fun. You know, and shout out to the Durotan's Couch, I think. Was that their name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, good games. So.
Oh, it was an absolute blast. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on your victory, and see you further down in the Nexus Gaming Series.
All right, take it easy. Thanks for hosting.
Absolutely. Alrighty, everybody, that doesn't do it for me. I'm going to be going ahead and grabbing some replay casts. We do have a Heroic Division matchup already scheduled, so let me actually go ahead and be a responsible person and download that now. So we've got that one. There's some other ones here. We'll see how we're doing, energy-wise as it progresses. Okay, has to do up. All that's all set. Bando, you good? Okay, alrighty. Phew. Where is the downloaded game? Alright, so I gotta get a couple things set up here on my end. The only question that I have to pose to you while I actually get a couple of these things set up, I'm gonna do you wanna drop stream and do you wanna just restart stream without a 60-second delay, or is stream absolutely fine with that? It doesn't matter. Let's get into some game. I'll pose that to you all. I'm gonna set up for this next game here. I'm gonna grab some more tea, some more water, and then we'll go ahead and get into this. So I'll leave it to you, chat. I'll be right back. We're gonna throw on the bandit screen, and he'll take care of you while we get ready for this game number 2. Alrighty, everybody. We are back. We're ready to go. Let me